Hello and welcome back, YouTube. My name is Merlot, and today we are going to be talking about everything about Luminous Armlet, also known as the Light Ring. So if you guys want to know what this video is going to detail, 1. How to get this thing, 2. The best way to craft it up to level 50, that's right, you got to go from level 1 to level 50, and 3. How it's going to actually affect the meta that we're in right now. So with that, let's dive right into it. All information in this video is either provided by in-game sources or by the web links listed below, and examples are given: WotVTools.github, WotVCalc, and then the damage calculator. So if you guys want to know more about that, links are posted below. To get the Luminous Armlet, you must participate in the Porcelain Tower. This will be available from this Porcelain Tower and for future ones. Now, if you haven't done this already, you must get to floor 40, and then you must defeat Diablos and his cohort, and on the first time of beating floor 40, we will get the Luminous Armlet as a reward. However, just know that we will never get a second Luminous Armlet. It is a limited time item, and you can only get one. So, not only do you just get one, but you have to fully upgrade it. So we just have enough we have just enough tower currency to buy 185. As you can see, we have quite a bit, and we're only going to have 200 left after this, which is a lot. So we're going to buy it all up, bam, and now we will have enough for our level 50 Luminous Armlet. So with that being said, let's get to crafting. So it's time to craft our Luminous Armlet to level 50. Now we can double check on this side, and oof, it is a little bit of a doozy when it's not upgraded at all. Now I will say this item is significantly easier to max out if you buy that equipment pass. Just look at this, hit that up. Every stat is maxed, and the HP is only 100 away without even spending HP seals, and if you do, well then that grows even to 297. You're still not capped, but you're using way less HP hammers on average. Now, if we were to not use this, you can see that everything is not stacked or not maxed, so you will have to kind of choose what we want to do, right? For me, I kind of feel like we might have a little bit of better luck if we do max HP seals, max attack seals, and max magic seals. And for this video, we will not be using the equipment pass. Now, if I roll poorly, yeah, I'll probably spend it and then reforge it. But I farm quite a bit, so I'm not worried too much about all those seals that might be wasted. So with that being said, we'll go over here and we'll get this up to level 5. So it's going to take 375 accessory books, not bad at all, and then 185 of those newly purchased light vein ores, and then 6 of these light mega crysts. You can buy those as well in the shop. They're not that expensive, and you only need 6. So let's go ahead and fully awaken it. There we go. Bam. Let's actually get some sound in here. Alright. And now we gotta level this up. So here comes the scary part for us, right? On average, this should be it. Now, for an item like this, we can actually go by 10s and see exactly what the average should be every 10 levels. So let's go ahead and do just that. We're gonna go for level 10. And it says that we should get up to 59 HP, 19 attack, 19 magic, and 1 defense and 1 spirit of each. So if we do this, and then HP, magic, and attack, what do we get? Well, everything actually got on par or better, with the exception of attack. Attack went very low, so not the best for it. But let's go to level 20, and let's try the same thing. Level 20, we'll do the same thing, HP, attack, and defense. So on level 20, we are expecting 106 HP, 35 attack, 35 magic, and 2 spirit and defense. So let's give this another shot. Hey, there we go. There's a good roll. as you can actually, the magic rolled very poor, and unfortunately, defense and spirit also failed to get a higher roll. So, ooh, this item is a little tricky. Let's keep it up. Let's get to level 30. Hit this up. Doing the same stuff. Oops, not that. We'll do... Oops, let's get rid of that one. Sorry about that. Let's hit these. So, we're going up again. And, oof. Unfortunate, the HP or the spirit did not go up again. We are a little under the attack, a little higher in HP, and a little bit higher in the magic department. Now, we're going to go up to 40, just trying to get it up a little bit more. Scrolling it up, there we go. Same thing, HP, attack, magic. So let's try to get this up. There we go, a spirit up 3, that's really nice. Attack is still a little bit lower, but our magic stat is growing significantly. Also, the HP is up by 9. Seems like we're rolling on pretty average rolls. Oh, but the defense is still at 3. Ooh. Alright, so we might as well just get this level 50. Hopefully everything goes great. So, let's hit this up. Let's go one more shot. Actually, you know what? God, I feel like maybe we should just risk it for defense. Maybe we're going to risk it for defense. Does it pay off? It does pay off, actually. Holy moly, we get that 3 defense. We get that 2 extra defense that we desperately need to get to par. We max out the magic. We get a little bit 1 higher than HP, a little lower than the attack. So on average, we rolled pretty much par with what this is average, just a little bit lower on the attack. Of course, we had to go a little bit of, instead of this, we had to use a little bit into the defense, but it was needed. So how to actually max this out? Because with this, if we do hammers now, right? Go hammers, smith it. Obviously, we want spirit and defense. So we have just a few more left. We can do that, and our HP is unfortunately going to be a little low. Now 70 isn't the 70 isn't a deal breaker, but it isn't maxed. So I gotta think about this. Maybe we'll just do this for a little bit, and if we're unhappy, we'll just reforge it again. I want this to go on a tank, so maybe that 70 will help. But, you know, it's okay. Just for now, let's just get this up. There we go. So, as you can see, even though that we didn't do the pay-to-win strategy, we didn't get this maxed out, but it's pretty close. So, with that being said, let's go talk about the uses of this item. So, what does the Luminous Armlet prevail in? Well, it has an amazing defensive stat line, and I think this is going to be essential for any light-based tanks coming up in the future. As it is, it gives not only 6 defense, 6 spirit, and a 345 HP, which is wonderful as an accessory, I should say, but it also adds 20% dark resistance and 15 light resistance. You just have to look at what's coming up in the future. With Yuna on the horizon, we have the Garble out there. We also just, in JP was just announced, Black Rose Helena is going to be a dark elemental mage. She's going to come out. So you got to realize that, boy oh boy, you're gonna need some type of defense versus all those crazy units that are coming out. And luckily, this item provides it. And what's unique about it is just the fact that it gives the 80 attack and 80 magic. I can't say how huge that is, because honestly, what you could do with this, you could just replace your weapon with this. No, you don't need your sword. Just put this thing in, treat it as like a brass knuckle, I guess. So we're gonna kind of like go right into my other team real fast. Ooh, let's minimize that. So this is the team I was playing around with, and we can see at the moment we are stacking heavy into defense. But interestingly enough, my Warrior of Light, not only does he have this the Luminous Armlet, which gives that 20% dark attack resistance up, but he also has the Scion's Shadow, which has the personal effect 10 attack resistance or 10 dark attack resistance up, which is really good. And then of course he does come with Providence of Darkness, which gives a 12 on top of that. So overall, you're actually seeing a huge benefit to his resistances. He has 32 resistance now to darkness. That actually counters his weakness of his element of just light versus dark. Usually when a element has an advantage over something, it does 25% more damage. Luckily with this though, you're going to cut it by 32, so you're actually protecting yourself against those dark element like superior units, right? Not only that, but with the rest of it, you are still gaining a healthy amount of attack, which is pretty good. And when you think about it, it gives you a good number of defense and spirit. Defense and spirit. There we go. Now, one thing to note is obviously since we're going to be wearing this big old helmet on, which is amazing, it gives 18 defense and 4 spirit. It's not going to help us too much with the defense because obviously the defense on this is just going to be halved. But since this is a better spirit, we're going to take the higher spirit of that, and yeah. And of course for our TMR item, we're opting to use this Magicite mask, which is Whisper's TMR. Now, the only thing bad about this with the helmet is, of course, we're not going to get this Pierce resist up by 5. Those don't stack. The helmet has a 10, but you get a 5 in everything else, which helps out to his tank quite a bit. Also, turn off that TMR ability. That's garbage. So with that being said, like, this guy is all ready to go. And let's just do a few little damage calculations on with and without this. What would a Kane, what would a Ruinstern, what would a Dwayne do? Yeah, let's do it. Alright guys, it's time for number crunching, the best part. So we have Dwayne, we have Ruinstern, and we have Kane. Literally the 3 units that Warrior of Light does not want to see, right? And they're just balls to the walls, full on attack, full on damage mods. These things will one-shot most units in the game. And will Warrior of Light stand up to them, right? So not only that, they have the best weapons available to them. They have maxed out vision cards with all the party effects. So Dwayne's 35 attack ups going with all these guys. Diablos' 35 dark attack ups going for everybody. And then, well, Demon Wall's just being Demon Wall and buffing Kane up into some silly numbers. The support skills, all attack. You got Viking Lore, which is 12% attack, and then Desperation and Pride of the Dragoons, that's a 60% attack buff. And I believe Blade Soul is I think it's 24 attack boost. I'll have to double check that. But either way, the attack values are insane. Everyone's above 1,000 attack. And I mean, that just sounds scary enough until you actually check the modifiers, right? Dwayne is rocking 70 dark attack with 40 slash. Ruinstern is 60 dark attack with 40 slash. And then Kane, even though he's at the lowest dark attack at 50, his pierce attack is 80, which is huge. And of course, every single one of these units has a defense penetration of 20%, so 20% of all that defense is negated. So with that, we can actually go right into the numbers, which you guys now see. So with that being said, I've already put all the numbers in the calculator, and I put my Warrior of Light in there without any of the defenses in there. Well, I shouldn't say defense, but without any buffs. Everything will be without buffs. Warrior of Light isn't buffing himself. And the units over there, the emo boys, they are not buffing each other up. So everything's going to be raw attacks, but they're going to be slinging their heaviest damaging attacks. So we have Dwayne over here. And at the moment, my Warrior of Light has basically 50 slash and resist, 2 darkness resistance, and that's from Providence of Darkness, giving 12% dark resist, and 61 defense. That's high as it is, but he does suffer from elemental advantage. Basically, all the other elements, they are strong to one and weak to another. For example, lightning, it is weak toward earth but strong toward water. Light and dark they don't gain any resistances. They're just weak to each other and then nothing else. So, with that being said, we look over here and they gain that 25%, just 25% flat extra damage, which hurts them a lot. So, at this point, we have all Dwayne. Dwayne is doing Magic Infuse, which is a 200 modifier attack, which also gets rid of what is it? Re-Rise, I think. It's really strong, just a really deadly attack. And we have all the resistance. Oh, we have the slashing resistance, the defense, and he is doing a little over 1800 damage, which is a lot. But as soon as you add that, the elemental luminous armlet in, right, it drops down by actually 300, and that's actually pretty respectable when you think about it. It's a little under 300, but it was just an attack that was doing 800 damage. You're effectively cutting not exactly 20%, but close to 20% of the attacks. And it only gets bigger, of course, as the numbers get bigger, right? Here's Superstar doing Catastrophe, right? Which is insane because it has Light Killer up 45 on that one attack, and it's a 205 modifier attack. Well, you have all this here, right? It's doing 2,400 damage. As soon as you add that Light Ring in there, boop, it goes right down. You cut it by 500 damage. I know that doesn't seem a lot, but when you're trying to survive one round before you can get healed, that's actually a big difference. And of course, here comes Kane, and the one thing about Kane is that man, he targets Warrior of Light in all the wrong way, because my Warrior of Light, even though he's very built for resisting spears, has an 8 resistance. It's way better than his -20 that he has, but I got 28 pierce resistance. So even with that, with Dragon Raid, which is a 220 modifier attack, he's doing 4,000 over 4,100 damage. It's insane. Now, of course, when you add that defensive ring in there, it drops it by right a little under 3,300 now, and that's a little, I think, what, a little over 800 damage. That's pretty damn good. And when you're trying to think about it, right, my Warrior of Light has 5,700 health, right? If these two units right here, right, came in and they did their 2 big attacks, no buffs, no anything, right? And of course, Warrior of Light isn't buffing himself. He's gonna live. He's actually gonna live, right? Because my Warrior of Light has about 5,700 health. And if a 1900 attack hits and then his giant Dragon Raid hits at 3,300, he's just about to die. He will die the next turn, but hey, he's gonna draw one more attack out from them, right? And if that Dragon Raid didn't have that heal down, let's say he just did it like an LB, which is a 200 modifier, he could get healed up and he's ready to go again, which is amazing. And of course, there's also other cards such as like Scions of Shadow, which add an additional 10% to that. So now we're at 32, and you can just see we just continuously drop that damage down. Now Kane is only doing 2,800, and he was doing over 4,000 damage before. Ruined Stern, just hitting that up with that. Now he's doing 1,600 damage. Like, these are all, I know the numbers don't really seem like a lot, but remember that it's a game of attrition. Whenever you bring a tank, it's a game of attrition. So you got to try to live as long as possible so your guys can kill their guys, right? They have no way to heal. As soon as you can kill one, their damage just drops, right? Basically, if you kill Dwayne, he's not doing this 1,400 damage anymore. If you kill Super Stern, he's not doing this 1,600 damage anymore. And that's where you got to kind of look at it, right? But other than that, remember that this ring also adds 15 light resist. So Sakura, Yuna, all of them will do 15% approximately less damage towards you. And that's great for a tank. And there's no way to pierce these type of elemental resistances yet. Not even in JP, which is like 5 months ahead in time. So, with that being said, boy oh boy, if you can stack dark elemental and light elemental resist, or any elemental resistance, your units will get incredibly tanky. With that, let's go to closing. You guys made it to the end. Congrats. I know this was a very long-winded discussion, but I wanted to make sure that anyone that wanted to sit by and watch fully understood why things are this important, right? That's why we went over the number crunching. That's why we took the risk of going kind of the free-to-play route instead of just paying for it. I wanted to make sure that everyone could have this information accessible. And yeah, if you guys thought this was good, maybe consider liking and subscribing, and check out my other videos, because I go in the same detail about a lot of the other specialty equipment and sometimes characters. Now, if you guys also want to talk to me live, feel free to stop on my just stop on to Twitch. That is twitch.tv/Murlocs, and I will always try to respond to you guys. With that being said, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.